I'm here in Carmel, and behind me is the Carmel Bay, and less than 1 mile from here is the Carmel Mission, arguably one of the most beautiful missions in all of California. The Carmel Mission was founded in 1770 and a monument to its founder, Father Junipero, and he is buried in the church floor, which we will get to later. Junipero was born in Spain in 1713. 17 years later, he became a Catholic priest. In his 30s, he left Spain and went to work for the missions in Mexico. In 1769, Serra set off to start a chain of missions in California. Starting in San Diego, he traveled by boat to Monterey and founded the mission of San Carlos Borromeo. These bell towers have 9 bells, and they have a Moorish design. And if you can see the star window, in the morning, during the summer solstice, the light shines through the window and lights up the altar, which would be a very pretty sight to see. Father Serra helped found 9 other missions, and there are 21 in all. The first mission he founded was San Diego. Then he came to Monterey on June 3rd, 1770, which was the original mission, but because of lack of good soil, the mission was moved to Carmel, which is where you see it now. And it will not move again, if you're wondering. I guarantee that. This cross is a Cuernavaca cross, and it is very important because it is standing on its original foundation from where it was from August 31st, 1771. There's a life-size statue of Father Serra, who is only around 5 feet tall, but he is cheating at the moment for being on a hill on a slab of cement. Also, he lived up to be 71, which was very old for them. Very, very old for them. And he died in 1784. In 1793, this church was begun by Padre Lucien. It was built with Carmel stone and erected on the site of the original adobe chapel. And this is the graveyard, and if you see the graves over here, the Indians buried their dead 5 people deep and also put abalone shells around their graves. And when the Spaniards came here, they figured that they should do the same with their dead. And if you look over here, you will see some writing on the walls. And that writing is the names of the people who were buried inside the church, and they could not have graves because if there were graves in there, the church would be a maze of graves. Because out here there were 4,000 people, at least 4,000 people were buried here. And in the church, at least 400 people were buried in there. Speaking of church, let's take a look inside. done speaking here, I would very much like you to read what is on the tiles right where the camera is pointed at this moment, for I am feeling lazy right now. Okay. In 1931, a new era of building the mission began. Harry Downey, a talented artist, spent 30 years restoring this mission. And I'll give you like another 25 seconds to look at what is on the tile if you haven't already read it. I need something in here. I need this one. This room is known as the Mora Chapel. Here is something called a cenotaph, which means a tomb without a body. Joe Mora sculpted this monument to lie above Father Sarah's grave. This bronze tribute shows Father Sarah buried in the style of a medieval knight. His three companions in life and death, Father Lopez, Father Losworn, and Father Crespi, plus a grizzly bear at his feet. The grizzly bear represents a young California.
What it's saying? Oh, get up there.
The mission is a great attraction with lots of exhibits. You could spend hours and hours here. Over 57 crafts and trades were taught here to the Indians by the friars, and many of them are on display here at the mission. Behind me is the library of the Carmel Mission, which was the first library in California. This is the kitchen. It was used to make food for the Padres and their guests. They put hot coals inside of that saucer to keep the room warm during the winter. I hope you enjoyed this video tour of the Carmel Mission. And I encourage you to come here yourself and see the many points of interest here at the Carmel Mission. Okay, this is a bottle of Mission Trail wine, which my dad said I had to put in my project or you'd erase my whole video. So this is very important. Tell your parents that Justin said from his dad, drink Mission Trail wine all the time.